All right, if you're thinking about applying for a UK visa, you need to know this. The evidence you provide, it's literally everything. So today, we're going to walk through the entire process step by step, from gathering your documents all the way to that final upload to make sure you get it right the first time. Let's dive in. This right here, this is the sentence that sends a shiver down every applicant's spine. It's the ultimate fear, right? That feeling of hitting a brick wall after putting in so much work and planning.
But listen, here's the good news. Most refusals are actually down to simple, totally avoidable mistakes. And that's what this is all about, helping you navigate the process perfectly, so this is one email you'll never have to see.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We've broken it down into 5 key stages. First, the essential prep work you gotta do before you even start. Then, we'll get into gathering your core documents. After that, perfecting your digital files. Then, we'll walk through the online submission process, and finally, we'll take a quick peek into the future with UK eVisas. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1. Believe me, the work you do before you even touch that application form can make all the difference.
Before you touch a single document, your first stop is non-negotiable. You have to go to the official gov.uk website. Every single visa type has its own unique set of requirements. Checking that you're eligible from the get-go is going to save you so much time, money, and a massive headache later on. Now, let's talk timing, because it is absolutely critical. The earliest you can apply is 3 months before you plan to travel, which means you can't leave this to the last minute. The smartest way to do it? Start gathering and scanning your documents at the same time you're filling out the application. That way, everything is ready to go well before your biometrics appointment.
And yep, you knew this was coming. We've got to talk about the fees. As you can see, these are the projected fees for 2026. A standard visitor visa is looking at around £135, and the longer-term visas obviously cost more. The main thing here is to know the cost up front and factor it into your budget right from day one.
This seems like such a simple question, doesn't it? How will I pay? But honestly, for a lot of applicants, this can be a surprisingly big hurdle. So let's quickly break down the mechanics of the payments itself.
So everything is paid online. But, and this is a big but, your standard local bank card might just get declined. Here's the catch. Many applicants find they actually need a foreign currency card, something like a dollar-denominated or pound sterling card, just to make sure the transaction goes through without a hitch. Okay, now we're getting to the absolute heart of your application, the evidence. This is where you're not just filling out a form, you're building a strong, convincing case for yourself.
So here's a rundown of the core documents you'll want to start pulling together. You've got your valid passport, of course. Proof of finances, think bank statements for the last 3 to 6 months. Details on where you'll stay and your travel plans. Proof of employment is huge, so that means a leave approval letter and pay slips. And you'll need to detail your travel history for the last 10 years. And here's a really crucial point. Any document that isn't in English or Welsh must have a certified translation.
So why all this paperwork? What's the big deal? Well, it all comes down to avoiding this one thing: weak ties to your home country. This is one of the biggest reasons for refusal. The visa officer has to be totally convinced that you have strong reasons to go back home after your visit. Your employment letter, property deeds, family documents, that's the evidence that proves it. Okay, so you've gathered all your physical documents. Awesome. Now we've got to tackle the techie part, getting them scanned or photographed perfectly and ready for the online portal.
We've all been there. You try to snap a quick photo of your passport page, and you get that giant flash of glare right over your picture or your birth date. It's such a common problem, but if the visa officer can't read those details, that document is basically useless.
But don't worry, the fix is actually super simple. First, just find a spot with good, even lighting. Near a window works great, just try to avoid direct sunlight. Second, and this is the most important part, turn your camera's flash off. And finally, always look at the photo on your screen to check for any glare before you hit save.
And for that final bit of digital prep, make sure your files are in one of the accepted formats, like PDF, PNG, or JPG. And seriously, here's a pro tip that will save you a world of pain. Give your files clear, descriptive names. Bank Statement Jan 2026 PDF is so much better than IMG 8752. It keeps you organized and helps you avoid uploading the wrong thing by mistake.
Okay, deep breaths. Your case is solid. Your files are perfectly prepped. It is time for the final push, the submission process itself.
You've basically got 2 paths you can take here. You can self-upload everything for free. You'd use the UK Immigration ID Check app or go through the commercial partners website like VFS. This puts you in total control. Or You can choose the assisted service. That's where staff at the Visa Application Center scan everything for you, but it does come with an extra fee. It's a really good option if you're just not comfortable with the tech side of things. Now, I need you to listen really closely to this next part. It is so important. Once you hit that submit button, that's it. It is final. You cannot go back and add that one document you forgot. So please use your checklist, take your time, and double or even triple check that every single file has been uploaded correctly before you finalize anything.
And to finish up, let's take a quick look over the horizon. The UK immigration system is going through a massive digital shift, and it's going to change how your visa is actually issued in the very near future.
So right now, if your application is approved, you get a physical sticker, it's called a vignette, that they put inside your passport. But from 2026, the UK is moving to a fully digital system. This means new approvals will be issued as a digital eVisa, which is linked electronically right to your passport.
So what exactly is an eVisa? Well, think of it like this. It's simply a digital record of your immigration status. Instead of a sticker, your permission to enter the UK will be kept in a secure online account. When you travel, airlines and border officials will just scan your passport and verify your status electronically.
And that really brings us full circle to our last and probably most important thought. Getting the files uploaded correctly, that's the technical challenge. But the real question you have to ask yourself is, have you used those documents to tell a clear, consistent, and convincing story? Because that's what it all comes down to, proving you're a genuine visitor who will respect the rules and, most importantly, return home.